Feeling stuck, undervalued, and underpaid as a graphic designer can be demoralizing. You might be putting in countless hours and producing stunning designs, yet your paycheck doesn't reflect your effort. And on top of all of that, the business you work for doesn't seem to value your contributions. You may be thinking that it's just about talent, but that's only part of the equation. That's why in this video, I'll walk through the different forces at play that are pushing graphic design salaries into the ground. And by the end, I'll give you 3 concrete strategies you can use in your design career to level up your pay and increase your value as a designer. Before starting out, if you're new to this channel, my name is Colton, and I'm one of the co-founders of Kick-Ass UX. We help graphic designers level up their careers by adding UX to their skill set. So, whether you want to stay in graphic design, transition to UX, or even start your own business, our mission is to help you make a bigger impact in your career, feel more valued where you work, and give you the skills you need to get paid more. So, let's dive into the different forces that are pushing graphic design salaries into the abyss. First, market saturation is putting downward pressure on graphic designers' wages. There are 3 parts to this market saturation. Part A, due to the pandemic, inflation, economy, and every other damn societal pressure happening in the world, budgets have become much tighter. This has led companies to look for cheaper options and save money wherever possible. And on top of that, graphic design is viewed by many as a commodity. They see it as the glitter that's thrown on a product at the end of production to make it sparkle. Because of that, it's usually one of the first things on the chopping block. This makes companies look for cost-saving options, leading us to part B of market saturation, outsourcing labor. Cheaper global labor makes it difficult for designers in high-cost regions to compete on price. So many graphic designers are seeing their work pushed overseas for cheaper prices. And if outsourcing wasn't already a huge problem, there's always part C. As more and more students graduate, this increases competition because there's always someone willing to work for cheaper. This constant competition forces the price of graphic design downward in a race to the bottom. But that's not all. Technology is also adding to the mess and driving salaries downward. Platforms like Fiverr and Upwork flood the market with low-cost freelancers that can be found at a moment's notice, making it even easier to outsource labor. Additionally, design software like Canva enables non-designers to create good enough designs, devaluing professional design skills. And the nail in the coffin, generative AI, which is currently the worst it'll ever be, can spit out professional images in a flash. So, with all of these forces pushing salaries into the 7th circle of hell, what can you do as a graphic designer to increase your pay? You have to stop competing on design deliverables and instead increase the value you provide businesses. So let's dive into 3 strategies you can use to increase the value you provide businesses. All right, strategy number 1. Imagine being able to confidently show how your designs significantly improved key business metrics. Sounds impactful, right? To do this, you need to understand some crucial business metrics. Here are some metrics your business likely cares about. Conversion rate. This is the percentage of customers who take a desired action. User signups or installs. This is the count of users who sign up or install your product. Churn rate. This is the percentage of customers who stop using your product over a certain period of time. Retention rate. This is the percentage of customers who continue to use your product over time. Customer acquisition cost, CAC. The total cost of acquiring a new customer. And many more. Once you better understand these metrics, start by connecting with the folks in your company responsible for these metrics. Ask them what metrics and outcomes they care about the most, and discuss how your design work can influence these areas. For instance, you might propose an A/B test to see if your designs boost the conversion rate of a marketing campaign. Collaborate closely with your team to track and improve this metric over time. Picture this. At the end of your project, you're able to report that your design work increased conversion rates by a significant percentage, or positively affected another important metric. That's not just good news, it's a game changer. And here's the best part. This approach doesn't just enhance your current job performance. It also provides powerful evidence of your impact, giving you solid grounds for asking for a raise and creating compelling case studies for future opportunities. Now, you no longer just make things pretty. You have proof your work actually produces tangible outcomes for the business. This makes you more of a strategic partner than just someone who produces graphics. And better still, it gives you firing power for asking for more money at your job and excellent material for your portfolio when you decide to move on. So quick recap on strategy number 1. Tie your work to business metrics. Then use those metrics as your North Star for your design process and how you communicate your work to stakeholders. Let's move on to the second strategy to increase your income and value as a graphic designer. But let's start with a few questions. Imagine you injured your foot. Would you want to go to a general family care doctor or see a podiatrist, aka a foot doctor? You'd want to see a podiatrist, right? Here's another question. Imagine you're planning your wedding and you're looking for a photographer. Are you going to hire a general photographer or a wedding photographer? The wedding photographer, right? One last question. Imagine you're a business owner of a car repair shop and you're looking for someone to help with marketing your business. Would you want to work with someone who has general marketing know-how and had never worked with your type of business? Or would you want to ideally work with someone who had success marketing other car repair shops in the past? The answer is obvious, right? When people have a problem, they look for the most specific solution to that problem. They look for a specialist, not a generalist. It makes sense. You want someone who's an expert and who will do the best job possible. The specialist knows more about the problem and how to solve it because they have more experience in those scenarios. This same thing applies to you as a designer, which is why developing niche expertise is so important. By building your knowledge and skill set around a specific industry or niche, you become less and less replaceable. As you continue to work in that industry/niche, you develop a repository of knowledge and past successes that you can keep using and improving upon. Slowly but surely, you inherently know what works for those types of companies. And when you have that kind of skill set and knowledge, no one can fill your shoes. Basically, you provide more return on investment for the businesses that hire you because you know exactly how to solve their problems, which means you can charge more. So how could you use this strategy for yourself? Let's say you've been working in the finance industry for a long time. You could double down on that and everything there is to know about the best language, color choices, imagery, psychology, etc. that drive buying decisions, increase perceived trust, and other positive outcomes for finance businesses. But if you don't like the niche you've been in, find one you do like and go all in on it. Become the expert that no one else can compare to and just watch how the companies you work with pay you more and make you feel more valued. When you do this, along with both the first strategy of tying your work to business metrics and the next strategy, it will significantly increase your value and contribution as a designer. Which brings us to the third strategy. Imagine knowing that your designs would hit the mark with customers before you've even put out your campaigns or launched the product. Imagine that you have data directly from customers about who they are, their problems, their aspirations, what they care about, what they're looking for in your designs, what makes them buy your product, etc. How would that change the conversations you have with stakeholders? Wouldn't that make your conversations go a lot smoother with a lot less opinions being thrown around? If that sounds good to you, then consider using UX methods in your graphic design process. This isn't to say that you should become a UX designer. Far from it. Instead, add parts of the UX process to your skill set. This would mean more research and checking in with actual customers throughout your design process. By doing this, you'll gather more information about your customers, who they are, and what they care about. You'll also learn more about what they're looking for in your designs and what makes them buy your products. That means you'll have real feedback you can present to stakeholders at your company about why your designs work. This will help you overcome stakeholder subjectivity so they can't just say, make it bigger or make it blue or whatever other nonsense based on their own opinions. Instead, you'll be able to show them direct customer quotes about your work so you can blow past their opinions and gain support for your designs. You could say something like, after talking with 5 of our customers, we heard their biggest problem was X. They loved that this new campaign talked about this problem and what to do about it. This kind of work provides assurances that the money the company is spending won't be wasted, which is really what UX is all about. But you're applying it to graphic design. Basically, you're showing them how you're saving the company money / making them more money from your work. And you're also helping the company better understand their customers, which is massive. All of this increases your impact at your company in a big way, so you can more easily ask for a raise because you can show your impact. This is actually what many of our students have done after learning UX through our program, and then applying what they learned to their graphic design careers. In fact, one of our students got well over a 10% raise in her graphic design job while she was still in our program because she was able to demonstrate how her designs would benefit the company in a big way. The point is, we know this works. Try it out and see how you can increase your impact at your company. And if you're curious why graphic designers can make excellent UX designers, check out this video.